We are Venom. That was a horrible impression. I've done better than that before. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my Venom spoiler review. Hence the word spoilers. If you have not seen the Venom film that just released, at least today in the United States, been out for a few days also in other countries in this beautiful world that we live in, go get up off your ass, get up and go see Venom, because I want a fucking sequel to this film. So get your fucking ass up and go see this film. I don't care if you don't want to see it. Take your grandma, take your grandpa, take your mom, take your dad, take your sister, take your cousins, take everybody. Go. I want to see a sequel because I want to see more Tom Hardy, man. Okay. If you haven't seen my regular movie review, that's fine, because we're here for spoilers. We're going to break it down as much as I can. And like what I said in my movie review, this is not a great film. It's not a really good film. But it's not a bad film of what everybody's making it out to be. There are problems with this film. Quite a bit. But it's not the worst film out of the year. It's not Catwoman bad. It's not Daredevil bad. It's not Iron Fist Season 1 bad. This film is entertaining. There are entertaining moments in here. It's entertaining. It's not as good as I wanted it to be, but I gotta tell you that I didn't walk out of the theater and be like, well, man, I'm never gonna see this film again. Like, I do want to see this film again. I wish I could skip certain parts, but I do want to go back and watch this film again and kind of, all right, where are we at now? I do want to see certain scenes. First off, the biggest thing before we get into all spoilers, I think is Tom Hardy and Venom, or Eddie Brock and Venom's relationship in this film, which is basically Tom Hardy having a relationship with himself. I think it was so great because that is the heart and soul of this film, is Venom and Eddie Brock's relationship, and it works so well, and the chemistry works so well within this film. Michelle Williams, really good side character. She could have been used more. I think she could have been sprinkled a little bit throughout the entire film than what she was used. I think she could have been used a little bit more. I'm glad her boyfriend wasn't a big nuisance in the way. I'm glad he wasn't like a big conflict character within the film. Riz Ahmed, I think, was a really good villain. I think he has definitely he's a really good actor. He has range for sure. So I think Riot and Venom, that action scene, I thought could have been longer. I felt like it could have been a bigger, more huger showdown. But I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed that final battle between them. So real quick, I want to get two things out of the way with spoilers before we move on to more spoilers. Stan Lee's cameo. I did not expect Stan Lee to actually cameo in here. I was thinking to myself, what if he comes out? You know, but I wasn't. There was a point where I was like, nah, they won't have Stan Lee come out, and they did. With Stan Lee walking the dog at the end and talking to Eddie Brock himself and saying, like, I already forgot what he said, but I like how he said, like, both of you. I don't know whether that means he knows that. Does that mean that he knows? Does he mean both of you as in Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams? Or does he mean, like, you, Eddie, and Venom? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Get out of here. Walking his dog. I thought that was really an awesome cameo. Second off, Woody Harrelson as, I'm going to totally butcher the name, Cletus Cassidy. Cletus Cassidy, a.k.a. Carnage. Woody Harrelson looks like a damn fool with that wig on. Let me tell you right now. He looks really like... He don't look so good with a wig on. Like, maybe he should just go bald. But that was just a quick look. Maybe when I see it again, I'll think differently. But for real, he kind of looked dumb with the wig on. Hey, but that's just first of opinions of watching the film. But I love Woody Harrelson. I think everybody loves Woody Harrelson. You cannot hate Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's amazing. So I think he's a great pick for Carnage. I'm very interested to see how Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson will go up against each other in a sequel. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to do that. and I think it was a great setup for a after credit scene or a post credit scene. So I'm very excited to have him that he's interviewing Cletus Cassidy, and then next thing you know, he's gonna break out. It's gonna be Carnage. It is cheesy. That was a very, very cheesy thing to say and to do, but still, I'm very excited to see where they'll go. I have faith to see that they're not gonna fuck it up. Hopefully, I hope they learned from their mistakes in the first film. That Into the Spider-Verse after credit scene stuff, I really don't care for the film. Like, I'll watch it, but I don't really give a shit about it. I really don't. There's just a part of me like, and is that a bad thing? Like, I look at it and I'm not like, woo, like Into the Spider-Verse or Avengers 4, which one am I gonna pick? You know, I just don't really care for it. Like, it could be awesome, but I'm not like counting down the days to it. Like, it could literally go straight to Blu-ray or straight to DVD, and I'll buy it. But whatever, on to other stuff. Venom, man, like I said, I wish the Venom and Riot thing would have gone on longer. I think the first 45 minutes to an hour was a slow burn. The cheesy setup of the Life Foundation, which I love how it said Life, because the movie Life last year with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal and Rebecca Hall, everybody was like, this is definitely a prequel to Venom. And how the movie's called Life, and then they have the Life Foundation be what Riz Ahmed's running. And I'm like, you cheeky bastards. It's not a full connection, but that's a little... If that's not an Easter egg nod or something, then what a fucking coincidence. That is a huge coincidence. But if it's not, I think it was a nod. I appreciate that. Because Life was one of the best films out of last year, and it was very underrated. So going on from that, the opening with the rocket and the people, it was just one of those cliche openings to one of these type of films. It's really like, it's a slow burn. Okay, cool. We get to see the symbiote in action a little bit, or the symbiote. We get to see a little bit in action. It looks great. Like, those effects looked all fine and dandy. And okay, we meet Eddie Brock, and it's a nice little comedic opening, and with Michelle Williams, and we see kind of their relationship a bit, and okay, and you kind of saw like, okay, this pacing, this step by step, this kind of beat by beat predictability, it's not really working out. I kind of see why the bad reviews are getting why it's getting. But then it kind of got a little bit more once we started getting, and he was fired from his job, and we got to a certain point. Once he finally got his powers, that's where the movie rocket shipped off. He got his powers, we saw the way he acted towards it, and then that scene when he's looking in the mirror, he's looking right in the mirror, he's like, oh, what's going on? I can't do Tom Hardy's Brooklyn accent, however, but he's just like, he's literally like, what's going on? And this weird look in his face and his eyes, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. He looked in the mirror, and I guess he saw the Venom's eyes, and he was like, like that, like, or some weird ass fucking scream, and everybody bursted out laughing in the fucking, like, I don't know whether that was supposed to be, like, I don't know if that was Tom Hardy's scream for real, or they dubbed him or something. But whoever, let's just keep that in there, right? Like, no, that is horrible. And then I was like, now I see why people are hating on the film to a certain degree. But then the film would get better, and then it would kind of go downhill, and then it would get better, and then it would go downhill. Listen, like, the PG-13 rating doesn't bother me at all. I'm not throwing a protest and being like, it should be rated R, what's going on? I could definitely see it being rated R, because a lot of the things were there could be a rated R cut for sure, but if not, then oh well. Like, I'll tell you this, I enjoy Venom more than Deadpool 2. That's just personally me, and I own Deadpool 2. I like Deadpool 2, but I think Venom's better. I do. I think it's more entertaining than Deadpool 2. I think Venom's more entertaining than Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because let's be honest, Ant-Man and the Wasp had more of a villain problem, and it had some problems, but it was still worth watching, of course. But I have to say the same. I think Venom it's better films than Deadpool 2, and then as a fun comic book entertaining film, that's personally me. From there on, there was a part where Venom, before Michelle Williams saw that it was Eddie Brock, and there was some meh CGI work in that scene. But yeah, the action scenes were all fine. Before I get to that, action scenes were fine. There was nothing too great about the action scenes. There was nothing too horrible about them. They were entertaining and they're watchable, and they're a nice popcorn flick comic book action film scene. I'm not expecting some John Wick hand-to-hand combat level type of action. I'm looking at Venom, fucking going crazy and berserk, licking some dudes' faces. That's what I want to see. I paid my money to see Venom lick some dudes' faces. And I totally paid my money to see Michelle Williams fucking, did you see her in the symbiote suit, dude? Did you see that? Like, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking Bill Clinton fucking coming out right now, because I fucking, goddamn, boy. Woo! Talk about it. Where are the she-venoms, or the Venom women? I don't know what to call them, actually. Where are they at? Where are the women of the symbiotes and symbiotes? Now they got me saying symbiote. Where are the women now, man? I'm like, okay, let's get Eddie Brock and Michelle Williams teaming up and being in some of the symbiote or symbiote. Fuck, I don't even know how to say it anymore. Let's see a team up like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Venom and Michelle Williams' character, Vanessa, whatever her name was. I don't know. I already forgot her name. But there was a part before she saw that it was Eddie, and she was like, "Oh my God, Eddie, like you're sick," and he's like, "I got a parasite." Before all that, there was this part where he jumped on the railing and he threw the guy, and the guy was like, "Eh!" Not like that exactly, but it was one of those like stormtrooper like those, that cliche, the Hyman scream or the Herman scream, whatever they call it, that famous scream like in Rambo, like when people fall, and it's used throughout countless other films. I swore I've heard that scream before in another film, and I'm like, why? Could you not just record the guy in a fucking booth going, ah? Is it that fucking hard? Really? Do you have to just use another audio tape? I don't understand what's so hard about it. Really. So, but honestly, thinking about it, the film makes me smile because I personally didn't hate the film. Like, I want to see it again. I really do. I want to kind of like sit back down and watch it and kind of see where maybe I missed something. But I was entertained throughout the whole entire film for a lot of reasons and for a lot of things that they were doing. I don't think it was great, like I said. I think it's a little better than mediocre. And I don't think the hate that it's getting, I don't think it deserves the hate that it's getting, because the first hour is a mess. And the storyline and the plot it's a bit of a mixed mess. It's a mixed bag, this whole entire film. But when it comes down to the action and it comes down to Eddie Brock and Venom's relationship, man, oh man, I love that shit and I want to see more of it. I want to see Eddie Brock return. I want to see more of Michelle Williams. I want to see him doing Venom stuff. I want to see him fight Spider-Man. I think there's so much potential in this film that they did get right. They did get certain things right, because if you're a hardcore Venom fan, I can't imagine you going to this film and being like, what the fuck? There has to be a part of you that walks out and was like, that was the Venom I always wanted to see. You know? So Tom Hardy's a great pick for Eddie Brock and to play Venom. I think he's a perfect choice. I think there's a lot that can be improved upon it. There could definitely be a lot more. But seeing Venom crawling up, the side of the tower and breaking in and going back to Eddie and the transformation, that was a lot of fun. And I think some of it needs work effects-wise. But I just can't. It's a fun film. It's a fun film, and I want to see more of it for sure. Man, other than that, I don't think there's really much more to spoil about it. I think Riot's death, they still don't explain how after he's like, "Goodbye, Eddie." They don't really explain what happened afterwards. Like, how did he get Venom back, yada yada. You knew he'd get Venom back, obviously. But just kind of makes me say, like, is Riz Ahmed dead? Like, is Riot officially dead? I mean, if Venom didn't die, then how do we know that Riot's dead? Riot could still be alive out there somewhere in the middle of the sea, and one day he finds himself to Cletus Cassidy for all we know, man. And maybe he's mutated now from the rocket fuel, and he turns into Carnage for some reason. I don't know how they're going to introduce Carnage in a sense and have him get in the suit, but we'll all see it through in time. I gave Venom a 7.2 out of a 10, and I stand by it. That equals a C+. It's an okay film, man. It's a decent film. It's definitely a film worth checking out. And, yeah, it could have been improved. There's things that needs improvement, and I hope that Sony does fix certain things. And like I said, I do want to see a sequel and see where we go from there. So I do appreciate you guys checking this out. I know it would be a lot more fun with a spoiler review if I had like 4 or 5 people here and we discuss it all. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And I'm not paid to say that, obviously. I'm not like a fanboy of Venom. I really, really expected it to be worse. And it wasn't that bad. It's not that great. Not that good, but it's not that bad, and it's an entertaining ride, and I think it's worth the price of admission. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Venom fan, if you're a Spider-Man fan, this is definitely a potential thing and a franchise that is going to start in universe that you do want to watch the birth of. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. There's things I liked and that I discussed and things that I really did enjoy. If you ask me right now, since I just saw it like less than 3 hours ago, if you tell me like, what's your favorite scene? It'd either have to be the Michelle Williams and him kissing scene in the woods, or the Stan Lee cameo. Honestly, those are like my 2 favorite scenes right now. And also the guy from This Is Us, the guy that was at the Daily Globe or whatever, the black actor, I thought he was great. He's from This Is Us and from Mr. Robot. Absolutely did a really good job. Which we never saw them. Once he gave the phone case to like Carlton Drake's bad, we never went back to that storyline. So you see, there's always something there that's a mess that they never pick back up again. Anyway, I appreciate you guys checking this video out. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Maybe you hated it. I don't know. Maybe you hate me. Okay. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about Venom. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is it a decent film like I think it is? As well, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you for the next big event, which not only is Fantastic Beasts, the crimes of Grindelwald, but also the next comic book superhero film that I'll be seeing you for is Aquaman. So I'll see you guys on December 21st for Aquaman, and we'll do a spoiler review and a whole thing for it just like we did here. Will Aquaman be better than Venom, or does Venom take the cake versus Aquaman? We'll see. But as I say, I think Infinity War is better than Venom. Venom's better than Deadpool 2. Venom's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we'll see if Aquaman can Aquaman beat those films. We'll check it out later. Appreciate it. Until next time. Bye-bye.